Hello, everyone. Welcome to Tech Down Over. I'm Rick Zanotti, the up over here guy, and joining me right there.
Yep, the other side.
There.
Yep.
We have to do everything backwards. Is Geoff Blanchard from Melbourne, Australia. He just won the tennis open over there, and he's here to join us to tell us all about it. How you doing today, Geoff?
Good, thank you, Rick. And you picked the worst person in Australia to talk about the tennis because I have no interest whatsoever. I don't even know who's playing or what happens.
I actually don't either. My mom's sitting there, looking at tennis all day long. I go, don't you get bored? No. Okay, here we go. And we are back. By the way, Geoff, every time we go to that intro, when it goes, that's what we do. We're doing that in the background. It just kind of gets us ready and blood going for the show. All right.
It must be. I do that too.
Do you really?
Yeah.
It's like, maybe we shouldn't have an intro. We just do this ourselves.
Yeah. Yeah, just play the music one time and then keep the cameras on us and we say, oops.
Yeah, as it comes back to us, like,
it was just the music. We just us going,
well, we could do that. I can prove we can do that. But maybe we can't. We don't have that shot lined up. Forget about it. We'll make a mess. I don't want to do that now. So anyway. No. Well, Geoff, you notice over here I have a different microphone on the boom.
Yes, certainly do.
So this is, let me go to that shot real quickly. This is the Studio Projects C-1 or C1. C1. Everyone says, now I didn't say this, but I believe it, that this microphone at $200 maybe $50, $60 sounds just like the Neumann U87 at $2,500 to $3,200. Wow. I don't know if it sounds like a U87 because I've never heard my voice on it. But I tell you one thing, it sounds good. It's really clear. For the money, I would say this competes very well with my Rode microphones, including the NT2A. I think I actually like it better than the NT2A.
Oh.
And the reason being, it's not so bassy. It has a more natural reproduction of your sound. Pretty happy. Now let me play something we recorded, which I think I sent you earlier. Just an idea of something recorded in an audio studio with a little bit of processing. And the processing we did was an FFT filter, which is a fast Fourier transformation. It just does a little equalizing. So we just did a gentle and narrow lows and highs. And then we applied a compounder. This is an Audition compressor expander, which kind of makes it just sound a little bit better, and upped a little bit of gain by about 2 dB. And then finally, we added a little bit of reverb. We're now in a studio with studio reverb, just a little bit of reverb. So do you want to play that file? Here we go. To dream, the impossible dream. To fight, the unbeatable foe. To try with your last ounce of courage. To go where the brave dare not go. This is my quest. To follow that star, no matter how hopeless, no matter how far. To be willing to fight without question or woe. To be willing to die here on earth for a heavenly cause. And I know, to this glorious quest I will always be true, until I lay to my rest. And the world will be better for this, that one man torn and covered in scars will reach, with his last ounce of courage, to dream the impossible dream. So that's a real simple, whoops, there we go. That's just a simple reading. I was going off the top of my head from the old Impossible Dream, Man of La Mancha, Don Quixote and Sancho Panza. That was a great play, by the way. I don't know if you've ever seen it live. I haven't. I've seen it on YouTube. I want to see that one live with the chorus and choir just singing that song at the end. It must be really powerful.
Would be great.
It would be fun. But this microphone, just with very little effects, just does a good job. So I think it's one of the best $250-$60 I've spent in a long time.
Well, to me, it sounds like it handles voice a little bit better. Like the Rode are good, but if you're not too careful, you can overpower it a little bit if you get too close, or if you've got it slightly up. But that one seems to be really good, no matter where you are on the mic. It seems to really produce a great sound. And
it's not as sensitive as the Rode in terms of room noise. It doesn't seem to pick up as much garbage around. Which I noticed the NT1A can pick. It's sensitive. It can pick up a lot of stuff. Even your nose breathing. It's like, geez, it picks up everything. I noticed with the NT1A, if I don't wet my lips ahead of time, you get the
smack. Yeah,
you get the smacking, and it's really sensitive. Same with the NT2A, not as sensitive, but much more bassy. So I don't know. I'm pretty happy with this one. I'm curious now to see what their higher end mics sound like. I think they have some higher ones. So Studio Concepts.
That's certainly.
I'm sorry, Studio Projects.
It's certainly done the job. It's got you in now, so you'll be looking for the next one.
I know, it's so bad.
If that one does that's such a good job, the next one's bound to do better. I think I might invest in that, because I was trying last night I've got the NT1A, that's the one here. And I was trying to use that last night or to do a video recording. The sound seems to be okay in this room to do it, but at night there was some cicadas outside. And
well, your window's open or closed?
You could pick it up. It was so sensitive, this microphone, it was picking them up. So
now, was your window open or closed?
Closed.
Closed, and it could pick up that from. Wow.
Yes. Yeah, well, I took the headphones off. I couldn't hardly hear them, but when I put the headphones on and through the mic, you could hear it. But you're right, this one is great, but it's got to be in a soundproof room. I might even try that Studio Projects, because that's why I use the Rode Procaster, Procaster, because that cuts a lot of the sound out. The problem with that is you've got to be right.
You're on it. You're very intimate with the Procaster. It's a really good mic. And he's talking about the Rode Procaster, which is a beauty. But you have to kind of make love to it when you're talking. It's got to be really close. And
that one.
And because it's dynamic, it doesn't work quite as well sometimes with the Aphex or some of the other tube processors, because they're really built for condensers. So I notice I get some weird sound sometimes, but it's a beautiful mic. I love the Procaster.
Yeah. I found the Procaster was much better on my the PreSonus studio channel rather than the Aphex.
Same here. That's interesting.
And it's amazing.
Yeah, so if you have a Rode Procaster, use it with not the highest end preamps, because it may color it too much, and it may compress it much more than you think, or gate it. It gates it too much, because you kind of come in and out. So I've had some issues with it. Now, if you have a simple, like a Mackie Blackjack, or even the PreSonus audio box, well, any one of those will probably sound really good with it. But when you go up to the really high-end ones, no, I think it's got some issues. Now, interestingly enough, the build on this is very good. It's very similar to Rode. I'd equate these. It does have two switches. It has a high-end low-pass filter. I think it's 75 and 125, might be 150. And then it has a 10 and 20 dB pad. So if you're in a real noisy place, you can bring this down.
The Shores usually have that as well, don't they?
They do.
I think your two Shores have that.
Yep. So I'd say, on the whole, a really good microphone. I owe this to Connor Quinn from the studio of Connor Quinn. Connor Quinn is a voiceover artist and talent. He's quite a character actor, and he does something like 80 voices. And if you're interested, I didn't make a slide ahead of time. I didn't have time. But go visit his website at www.voxguy, V as in Victor, OXGUY, voxguy.com. You'll hear all his demos there. They're fun. And when you hear his demos, you'll think, I know him. I've heard him on TV many times. So he's a very good voiceover talent. And he'll be doing the intro to our shows very soon.
Oh, good. You can certainly see how somebody like that gets work in the industry, because I was listening to all of his demos. He's just so versatile, isn't he? He's a true voice actor. He's not just a nice voice. He just
and aside
the characters
from it,
he does.
And he's a heck of a nice guy. He's the friendliest guy. We talked for 2 hours in our first meeting. It was just a nice conversation.
I should become friends with him, and then I could get the work that he doesn't want to do. See,
that's right.
It's beneath.
Oh, that's funny. No, you know what? He's a true voiceover guy. I don't think anything's beneath him. I think he feels work is work. That's that good work ethic.
But as I said, the voices he does are so versatile, and a lot of people can do voices. That's not the hard part. It's just remembering all of them for different characters to put it, to bring it up when you want and keep it consistent. And he seems to do that. But I was having a look. It's on his site as well, but on voices.com and Voice123. It's got a lot of demos on there as well. Okay. So I'm sure he's never struggling for work with a voice.
No, and
not
he's
like
got
some
all
of
the
the people
studio
who've
connections.
got a perfect voice. He's just got a perfect acting voice. It doesn't matter. He can just do it to anything by the sounds of it.
And he's done the cartoons and everything. So very, very good voice. Very versatile, like you said. So another thing we were going to talk about today. Clark, can you turn off the Kino flows? We're going to turn off our Kino flows over here.
Your lightsaber.
Let's turn both off. Yeah. I'm going to bring up my lightsaber or big suppository.
Clark should have had the lightsaber sound, so when you switch it on, it went trying
to figure out how you turn this on. It seems like you need to hold it for a while.
Just as well Darth Vader's not attacking you.
No. Maybe I'm not holding it long enough. 4, 5. It was on a minute ago. Maybe it's this one. There we go.
Oh, that's it.
So the Kino Flow lights are off. Let me switch to my shot real quick, just so you could see. So I'm pretty dark. I'm kind of a background and me silhouetted. Not too much light. And then you bring up this light, and I can hold it out here. And I'm lit again. Not bad. So you can decide how much. You can bring it close and it's at the lowest it'll go. I can bring it up. It gets pretty bright.
Oh.
I'm not all the way bright yet. If I go all the way bright, Luke, let the force be with you.
Be with you. Oh, hey, that just did a reflection there. It just looked like there it is.
There it goes.
Reflection.
All right. Enough of this banter. So it's a pretty good light. You can bring it up this way, so you can light from on top. You have a horror scene. You can light from down here and get some other weird lighting. But it does a good job, and you can put it on. It's got a mic stand. I'm sorry, you can attach it to a light
tripod.
Yep, to a tripod or a light post. It's a pretty good light. And you notice
what batteries does that run off?
I'm sorry?
What batteries does it run off?
It's got built-in rechargeables, and it takes about an hour and a half or 2 to recharge it. There is a power pack for it, which I didn't bring in. That just plugs in here, and that charges the battery and also runs it. But it's a nice light. It's very light, and you look like a cool Darth Vader guy. Comes with a black robe, so you're set. I mean, it's perfect.
Yeah, good. Does it have any reflector with it? I've seen one that has. Is there a different
Everything is an extra.
That has a reflector?
There's no reflector, right? No, it's all extra. Westcott is one cheap ass company. Sorry, But everything is extra, and they don't charge little either. I'm a customer. I can say that, Westcott. Okay, so I'm going to turn this off. There we go.
If you can, yeah.
So that's
Oh,
it.
you
So
can.
I am now back in the dark. But wait, there's another light here. I feel like a bad commercial now. Where's Ron Papillo when you need him? Okay, let's see. This is going to
That looks like a satellite dish. That.
Yeah, this is actually my connection to the aliens. I think so. There we go. So now, and then I have here it is. No, is this it? Yeah. So I'm dark again. I live in the dark. What a weird place to live. Let's go into that shot again. So I'm in the dark. So how's that?
Oh,
This is
that's
flex light.
Yeah,
I almost don't need another light. That's good enough. What do you think?
Yeah,
that's really.
I'm actually shocked. We didn't try this before show, so I had no idea what it's going to look like.
Really.
This looks pretty damn
Does it have
good.
it? Can you turn it down a bit?
One crappy line that's better than two of our Kino flows.
Yeah.
Anyway, so that's at the
So
lowest.
What?
So I'm going to bring it up.
So what's that? Yeah.
Oh, it's
Do it
alright.
down
No.
a little bit. Yeah, that
So-
looks like
So this is at the
nuclear
lowest.
explosion.
Now we're going to go a little higher. Maybe about there. I would say that's about as well lit as I need to be. Darn.
Yeah, probably a bit too much. A little bit lower. Could go a bit lower.
Right about there?
Yes, a little bit lower.
That's as low as it goes.
Oh, well, that looks.
And it's pretty close. It's
You'd
about
probably
maybe
position it.
2.5 feet away. Not even a meter.
So what's that light called? What's that called?
This is the Flex light. It's about $500,
The
$599.
flex light.
And you can literally roll it, put it around something, attach it, put it inside of things. And now let me show you just how bright it is.
Mm-hmm.
I've
Oh.
melted. I've actually melted. There's nothing
Yeah.
left of me right now. I'm just a creature of light. Ooh, that's bright.
Yeah.
So we'll bring it down again.
It looks like you're going to burn away.
Oh, I think I did.
So fantastic,
Yeah.
isn't it?
Now let me show you what this light looks like. Just take it off the. It comes with this clamp. Do you want to turn the Kinos on now?
Yeah.
So we're going to turn the other lights back on so you could see the apparatus. Thank you. All right, so here, this is the flex light. That's it. It's 1 foot square.
Yep.
Might be 10 inches, but I think it's a foot. It has a frame when you attach it. You can attach it to this frame here, which then attaches to the clamp. So the clamp can be pretty much put in any position. You can move it around. And the clamp just, if you can see over here, just opens, closes. You can attach it to a desk, a post, anywhere. I could have it attached right here to the
To the mic
Kind of
stand.
weird, but I could attach it to the mic stand, and now we have kind of a cool light up there doing not much of anything, but it's cool.
Yeah, well, doing a reflected square over your shoulder.
And every so often
Yeah, there
we
it
can
is,
go,
that's good.
warning, Captain, we're under attack. Captain, we're under attack. What do we do? Okay,
Oh, dear.
enough of that.
And of course, you have it has a control with it as well. That's
It does.
part
That's
of
this
the
thing.
light,
So, oops, that's this thing,
isn't it?
so we can go fast or just really slow. You can bring it up very slowly.
And so you said how much is that? About $5.99?
This is about $5.99, I think.
Well, really, if you've got two of them, and or three, it's so easy. You don't have all that trouble about carting a lot of equipment around. That would be very light as well, wouldn't it?
It would be. It's not bad. It doesn't weigh anything. The only thing that weighs is the bracket.
And that's not much by the looks of it.
Let me show you what happens when he takes it off the bracket. Better he do it than not, because I'll probably break it.
So what is it? Is it LED? What's
LEDs
the sort of that makes
with
the light? Is it?
Daylight LEDs. Now, here we go.
Yeah.
You see that? You want to fold it?
Yeah.
You want to make it a circle? You can make it a circle. So now we have
It's fantastic.
a little circle light. How's that?
Yeah. That's fantastic, isn't it? Use it as a bedside table lamp.
You could. You just put it down like this. Let's see if that would work.
A very, very expensive one, but
Yeah, there we go. How's that?
yeah, that's really good. But
You could just put it on your chest, and you just walk around. You just hang it on you. Hello, I'm bright.
But I suppose you could strap it. With that though, I suppose it's only electric. It's no battery operation.
There is a battery, but Westcott doesn't include it. You have to buy it for $250 more bucks.
Is that for the battery thing?
For the battery, yeah. You can plug it into an outlet, but if you want a battery, it's $250. It better go for 2 days for $250. Jeez. But then the other thing you can do, it has Velcro here. These are Velcro. So you just put Velcro on a wall.
On the wall.
And you can put it right on the wall. If you want to put it on your head, you can Velcro your head. I mean, you can do all sorts of fun stuff. You could be walking. I don't have enough light. Let me light myself a little bit more.
Yeah. And it's the sort of thing you could use quite a bit because it's light and easy to manipulate.
Yes.
Like sometimes I get here, I'd want the light, but I don't have the room to position the light. Where
For example,
that one, it doesn't matter. You could put it anywhere. So if you can get in the room, that certainly can get into the right position. So
that's VMix.
That's excellent, isn't it? So, but as I said, with that battery thing, I don't think that would be very popular anyway because it's too awkward to carry anyway. So your main thing would be electricity. Yeah.
So here's the back view. So I can light it this way. You can see Clark. Now I'm lighting him. Yeah. How's that?
So you switched off those. So you switched off those lights that were above at the top, didn't you?
No, they're on. They were always on. They were. We only turned off because otherwise we'd lose the background.
Yeah, but that's right. But so you switched off those big LEDs right in front of you.
Yeah, but you notice you can also create light effects. So if you want to light something like, let's say you want to light this stuff up, now how does that look?
Yeah.
Now you have a light there, so you could create all sorts of effects. Here's the new mic, so we could light it up.
It doesn't look very good from the back end though. I'm looking to you from behind. Oh, that looks better. Yeah,
that's better, right?
Yeah. Yeah, because that'd be really, really good for product placement and that, because that's sometimes a problem. You could just hold it there for a few seconds. You can't possibly put it on a stand, but you could and bend it and get the lights in such good shape.
Yeah, and if you say, oh, there's a little too much light, so let me cover part of it. Now I have half of it.
Yeah. Yeah. Excellent, isn't it?
It's really cool. I actually like it a lot. I wish it dimmed all the way down, but it doesn't. I don't know why
usually with most things,
so it either goes off.
You can always just turn it on an angle if you don't want too much. But it's when you need extra, it's always good to have too much. I think so, because you can always put something in its way to lower the light. But excellent.
So anyway, that is the Westcott Flex Light, and it is flexible. It's pretty cool. So
but
now
as
you need to buy more toys.
If you want anything else, it's the extras you have to pay for.
Yeah, and they charge you as much as the light for 2 extras. That's crazy. But I do like this one a lot. I think this is cool. Maybe it appeals to my sense of Star Wars. You know, it's like,
yeah, I think
it really looks like but this was developed by an Australian.
Oh, was it?
He's an Australian photographer. I saw him on B&H. He did a really good hour and a half thing on portraits and how to light, and he used this light to show it. It was great. I forgot his name, but he was very good. We need to get him on the show too. That'd be fun. Very, very nice guy, he seems.
Wasn't Matt Granger, was it?
No, it was another guy. I love Matt Granger. Have you seen his stuff?
Yeah, he's great, isn't he? So.
I really enjoy him.
And he does a lot with Tony Northrop as well. So.
Oh, he does? Oh, I didn't know that. I like Tony.
I've been getting hooked on Tony's Thursday Night Live view. I don't watch it live. I watch the YouTube after that on a Friday night. But that's been quite interesting when he reviews all people's pictures that they send in.
Yes.
And can give you quite some good ideas of what to do and what not to do. So it's been quite entertaining to watch. You don't think for an hour and 20 minutes.
Well, I'm wondering, in another 2 to 3 months, there will be new announcements and new cameras. So I'm curious what's going to come out. I actually did sort of a sarcastic thing about Canon and Nikon, and I should send that. I actually, maybe I'll post it out as a show. It was no, just audio, but it was just me joking about Canon, Nikon, and talking about how Panasonic GH4 1 year ago completely dominated the market. Canon's response: come out with a mediocre 4K camera and charge 3 times as much. Yeah. Nikon's response: 4K, what's that? Never heard of it. 4K? Ah, we have one of those. It does 15 frames a second.
Frames a second, yeah.
Gee, Nikon and Canon, you guys really get it. Yeah.
But I suppose, yes, that's right. But on the other hand, like they do, like that you said, you're that happy with your Nikon cameras for the photo side of it.
Yep.
And I think that's where, especially Nikon, they're just concentrating on the photo.
But you know what's funny?
But
we got a UHD TV. We got a Sharp UHD 65-inch, and it was like $1,500, which not cheap, but it wasn't too bad for UHD. And so I connected the camera to it the other day and played the 1080p footage, and it upconverted it to 4K, and it looked really good. So you don't have to shoot in 4K. It looks damn good once you upscale. Just something interesting, and it does it at the speed of light. I mean, there's no delay. It's instant. That's how fast those TVs are.
And one thing I was seeing with the Nikon, with I think your D810s and your D750s have both got the twin memory. Yes. But I didn't realize that you can also set it so one card does video and one card does photos if you don't want to. That's really good. So you don't have to go searching through your audio or your video and your picture shots.
Now, the only thing bad is that you can set it to do video on one card, but you can't get it to do video on both cards at the same time. So, and the reason I think they didn't bother is because they figure if you're going to do that, you have an external recorder. And the external recorder would be your backup. And
I think that, as I said, doing photography, I think, and that, but it'll do the relay play, but it won't do both of them. I think it'll still do relay, so you can use one, fill up one, and it'll go to the second one.
Yep. And I think it'll back up pictures to 2, but not video.
And again, if you pictures to the 2 slots, but not video.
Yeah, I believe so. Now, on the other hand,
but
Nikon just came out with the D5, which shoots 3 minutes of 4K at a time. 3 minutes at only, I don't think it did 60. I think it only did 30 frames a second. Wow. 3 minutes. Wow. That's mind-boggling. I don't know how they can come up with that incredible technology while the GH4 can record pretty much unlimited. Gee, I don't get it.
But that's what I don't understand. Nice camera like that, that's about $7,000. Yeah. But then it still is a 20 megapixels rather than 24 for the 750.
I know.
It's sort of lower spec, but it shoots faster, more frames per second. If if you're shooting fast, but most people don't do that.
No,
6 or 7 frames when you hold that is enough.
Right, and the Sony A7S, for example, or the A7S Mark II, it really is kind of a nice camera if you like little cameras. It does everything. It just has problems, and I don't know. To me, it's too small. I don't think having a full frame at that size, to me, is that great an idea. One, if you had big hands, I've held the A7S, and I thought it was kind of crappy. I haven't held the 2, but it doesn't look any bigger, or not much bigger. They're small. My hands were hitting the lenses. I couldn't get the fingers around. It wasn't comfy. And so, Sony comes up with the best stuff. I think they really do, but they don't implement it well. They have issues. So imagine if somebody else implemented it better, what they would do. Now, what will Panasonic do with their GH4 Mark II or GH5? That I'm so curious. There's a lot of rumors, but nobody knows. At least nobody's talking. So that will be real interesting to find out what they do. Will they regain the market again? Because I think they lost a little bit of the impetus. After almost 2 years, people love it, but they're buying other cameras. Nikon's still selling. Canon even still sells, though I'm not sure to who that much. But and even at the low end, Canon doesn't have any 4K. Our phones, Geoff, your phone and my phone has 4K, but not Canon's.
Yes, that's right. No. Well, yeah, but it's like that. If you stay still too long, like you were saying with the Panasonic, yes, they have a great product, but a lot of those people have switched over to the Sony A7S Mark II or and even the people who've gone over to that, have gone over to it. It's a nice camera. They still don't like it as much as the Panasonic, but it just does better quality. Yeah. And at least they appreciate it as well. At least Sony's put something out there to challenge the market. It might not be perfect, like say, did overheat sometimes, but
yes.
But as I said, but they're working on that, and I think the firmware. I think I heard Tony Northrup say that the firmware's been fixed, so the overheating issue is no longer, by the sounds of it. Yeah. So it'll only get better. But Panasonic need that G8. The X5? Is it what G8? What's it? The GX5? Is it that new one to come out? Well, that's what they need. The new one to dazzle us with. Yes. The GH5. They need that to dazzle us.
I'm curious. What would they come up with? Wouldn't it be incredible if Panasonic came out with a full frame camera? That would be mind-boggling. But they haven't.
That would kill us. And that's why people pick the Sony, because it's got all the great things that the Panasonic had, but it's a full frame.
I know.
But what I like better with the Panasonic, it's just that little bit bigger and holds better. It just feels better as a camera, but it's still light. But I think the Panasonic got the better form factor.
Yeah.
But it'll be interesting to see what they do come out.
For example, the Sony A7S too, 12 megapixels. You're not going to get great pictures out of that. It'll be okay, but it won't be great. I think you need minimum 20, 24 for a full-frame camera. So I think they're too low. I mean, for what you get. It's great for 8K pictures or 8K video, 4K video. But for pictures, I don't see it. And what I'm hearing is the lenses aren't that good. They're just so-so. So they don't have a big variety of lenses.
But with the Sony, though, the thing is they've got the A7R Mark II, which is the lesser, not as low a light, but on the picture side, it's 42 megapixels.
Now that should be nice. That should be nice.
So, but I think, like people say, unless you want the video to go down in virtually pitch black, you're better off just get the A7R Mark II rather than the S. But if you just for video, the S is the better one, but it's dearer than the picture one, but for $3,500, I'm sure if you just wanted video, you could get something much cheaper that went down the lower light. But it's
frankly, you can even get really nice camcorders.
And you can, yeah, that's right for that. But if you've got that extra budget to buy two of them, I would be. That's what I just don't like with them. I just don't like that there's a choice, because I know whichever one I decided to get will be the wrong one, so I'm not getting either of them.
Yeah. Yeah, and that's why I don't want to buy a Sony right now. I bought the Sony Bridge camera, which I liked, the RX10 Mark II, but I didn't like it enough for what we're doing. I thought it was a nice camera. I thought it shot better than the FZ1000, but I loved the ergonomics of the FZ1000 much better. It was better designed, better built. But I sold that one.
Yeah.
So much for that.
Yeah. You're mad, you were.
Have you heard anything?
That's become one of my favorite cameras, the FZ1000. I'm sorry.
That's okay. We keep running over each other. It's that lag. Go ahead.
I was going to say we're not saying anything. I said the FZ1000 is my favorite camera now, and it's the one I can just throw in the car and keep keep it with me because it's so nice and light. But it does, and it's like it's a 24. I think it's a 21 megapixel sensor. It does such a damn good job. People say, "Oh no, it's great for video, but hopeless on the pictures." Well, maybe I'm just hopeless on taking pictures, but
and it's got a 400 millimeter lens. 400 millimeter. It's hard to beat. The RX10 only had 200 millimeter, if even.
Yeah,
that's a big difference.
But then that's why I'm really interested to see the upgrade in the Panasonic, because 1000, if I could get the GH5 with different lenses I could get on it, that would be just ideal, because it will keep me for years. You could by upgrading, you could just get some different lenses in that.
That's true.
It'd be very good to get. So.
Yep. Well, Geoff, we are pretty much at the end of the show. We did about 40 minutes. Goes fast.
Oh, gee.
It goes fast.
It certainly does.
So next week, I think we can probably do a blab, or if I have the studio at home ready, we can do it from home on Saturday.
Well, I must say, last night I haven't been on Blab for a while, because I think it's a great format. But the trouble was, when I got on there, you go and have a talk for 5 minutes, then 4 hours later, a long time, and so it can get quite addictive when you find some like-minded people you just like to speak to. So I got on there last night just to test it out to see. And they have improved it now. One of the little features which is great on it, in the top right-hand corner, there's a little map, little dot, the west coast of America, and a little dot in Australia to show that I'm there, so you know where everybody's coming from. Okay. Really good.
So did they make it more usable? We were having a lot of disconnect issues.
Well, I was with the... I've figured it out with Wirecast. If I output my signal at 540p instead of 720, it seems to go okay onto there. But now what they've done also as well, I can log in, and if I log out, I don't lose the session, so I can have a couple of tries to get in. But it worked last night, so I think next week I'll book the session so I can start it up. And I can figure out, if I've got the Wirecast, I've figured out how to put the Tech Down Over intro thing onto that. So if I could start the recording before you come, say welcome to Tech Down Over, do the intro shot, and then when it finishes, then stop the recording and start it again when you come in.
Can you do that?
Because that's what you can. Yeah, you can do. You can start the recording, set it up, and say start the recording, and then stop it, and then as soon as you come in, start it again.
Oh, okay.
When you're ready, and then so you don't have to cut and paste. So you say, what, you're going to say something horrible about Panasonic again, Rick? Okay, I'll pause and then switch it off. Okay, go for it. Now, are you finished? Yep, switch it back on. So.
Do you think they still have the buzz they had at the beginning?
Yes, I think it is. It still seems to be quite popular on that. So I was a chat last night, and I was still thinking, it was there was 3 people, and they were all in England, and it was sort of about 11:30 on a Friday morning. And one fellow was at work, and I thought, gee, that's good. But talking on Blab for work, he must be his own contractor or something. But it's quite interesting, just all the different views you get from around the world. And I quite enjoy talking to different people on that, because most people on there do seem to be okay. On a lot of these formats, you just seem to get, the young kids and that, but you can pick your audience, and they don't seem to bother you on there. So it is quite good. So be good to do that next week.
Good to try that
we
next
can't
week.
do it on the same day.
That sounds good.
And
so we'll plan that on Saturday.
Yes, Sunday my time. So it'll be Sunday
your time. So about 9 o'clock?
Afternoon my time. 9 o'clock your time, which will be about 4 o'clock in the afternoon, Sunday afternoon for me.
That works.
On there. So
that works.
So my voice will be, hi, my voice will be like that in the afternoon. Because it's high in the, because it's a bit much deeper in the morning.
You're going to be having high tea, right? Hello, it's time for high tea.
Yeah, that's right. So yeah, that's why I have the show in the morning. It makes me sound all dark and deep.
Yeah.
I've got to figure out where to find the studio Project C here in Australia. So I've just been looking up. I can't find anyone here yet.
Are there guitar centers there? Guitar center?
No.
Okay. Because they sell these in regular music stores.
Oh, okay.
So you may want to
I
go
might
look
have a look
for
at this.
a music store. They may carry it.
On that. Well, I'll have a look. I was just looking before you called today, because what I do like the look of that one, so because it's quite similar to the Procaster, and I like that. But instead of talking down into it, you talk to the side of that
Right.
yours, don't you?
Slightly off
You don't
axis.
talk straight on.
Yep.
Yeah. So it's get the things on that one. Does it have a little dot on it? So is there a particular side you have to speak on to?
Yes,
or not?
there is. And it's
There
right
is,
up here, the logo.
Oh, okay.
There's no dot,
It's-
but you just align yourself with the logo and you're good. Yeah, because when I first put it on yesterday, I had it on the side of the
Funny,
switches.
Yeah. I said I like watching people with their new microphones and they think they're sounding really good and they're talking into the back end of it.
I know. I know. We call that butt talk. Yeah. All right. Well,
I've
Geoff,
never
you
heard
have
that expression.
yes. Well, you have a great weekend, and we'll see you next time. And if you're watching the show, if you've gotten this far, if you've actually made it to the end,
Yeah.
please subscribe if you're not already. Send us feedback. Let us know what you think. And make comments. We like hearing comments, especially
And
the
send-
nasty ones.
and
They're
send-
hilarious. Yeah.
And send us some gear to have to play
And
with. That
gear.
would be
We
good
love
as well.
gear. Yeah, we work for gear.
Yeah.
Have a good one, everyone. Bye-bye.
Okay. Bye for now.